Welcome ESL to race 4. We are at Bristol Motor Speedway, um, and we're going to be in for a good one today because short track racing can get pretty chaotic. There's not a lot of passing lanes. Drivers can really get heated here, to say the least. Tire wear is huge here as well. Um, just like Darlington race, tire wear is huge here. Um, So who could stay level-headed here today and get out of here with a win? Um, we haven't had a multiple winner yet. Uh, is today the day that changes? So we're gonna find out here. Let's go through your grid here. Your top 10. We'll do your top 10. You got Chase Wilder. He's in the inside, in the front row. He is your pole winner. And then we have on the outside of the front row is Wyatt Cross. Um, a car to look out for. He is very experienced short track racer. In the second row, Dalen Prescott. He had a pretty good race in the last race at Darlington. And then at 16 of Miguel Alvarez. Man, this guy's like has a lot of speed. He's shown plenty of flashes that he has speed. This is something happens to this car. Either gets in a wreck or mechanical failure. We'll see if he could just put it all together today and just make something happen. But he's in the outside of the second row. In the third row, we have Holloway in the inside of the third row, and he's always shows speed, but tends to fade. We'll see what he does today in a short track. Um, on the outside there of the third row is Javier Rodriguez. This car does show speed as well. Most of these cars here in the top 10 do show some speed. Then we have Langford there in the fourth row, starting in the inside. He's been very consistent, second in the points heading into this race. Can he keep that consistency going? Um, we will see. Then it's Natalie Brooks. She's in the outside of the fourth row, and she just can't get it going. Um, I don't, I can't point out at a specific problem for this car. I don't know if it's just a bad luck during the races or she just can't get it going. Um, but she's very talented, so I know the team owner will figure out this car, um, and maybe they have to make changes here at the halfway point, depending on what happens in the next two races here. She's in the outside of the fourth row. Then we have Logan Mercer. He has shown flashes of speed. Um, what can he do here today in that tide? And in the outside of the fifth row is Parker Sullivan. He is definitely one of the hottest drivers coming into this race. He is also your points leader. He is starting 10th here today. So, what can he do here at the short track? What kind of speed did they bring to the track? We are going to find out. But before that, we're going to play our national anthem, and I'll be right back. Welcome back, and we are going to get ready for some racing here at Bristol Motor Speedway. As the cars, you see the fire coming out the pipes as they get these cars started, and we start rolling, and we start getting ready. Jake Holloway, 11% chance of winning here if you look at the win probabilities in the graphic. Natalie Brooks second, and a green flag is about to wave here. Green flag waves, and we are underway. And that one in the outside, can he take the lead here? And he cannot. Chase Wilder holds on to the lead. Dalen Prescott, and the pace car is out as we already have a caution in this one. We wasted no time for a caution. Let's try to see what happened here. We haven't had a caution in a while. A few races, I want to say. And here we are already with a caution in this race. Let's take a look. I think it was Blake Thornton. Ooh, and the 83 there. Ooh, a lot of cars got caught up here. Ooh, the 0 of Cole Rutherford. Their race 3 winner. And I think the 83 could have caused this, which is Mason Calloway. Let's switch camera angles here and see if we can get. Oh, as he loses control, let's back this up here. So he's in the outside. The 88 taps him there in the left quarter, rear quarter panel. So the 83 loses control. What a save by the 83. He rides back up into the track. He's going to tap the 99, pushes the 88 into the 0, and that's how this all started. And then a lot of cars got collected here. But what a save by that 88. But unfortunately, the 99, you can't do 4 wide here at Bristol, that's for sure. Ooh, the 02 got cut up, the 38, the 77 there. 15 caught a little, the 190 got some of that as well. So a few cars got banged up there. So our first caution of the day. Let's hope this is not one of those scenarios of cautions breed cautions. Because we've been lucky the last few races. Caution free. But a few cars got dinged up here. As it looks like everyone's heading onto the pit road. Except the 7 of Langford. The crew chief told him to stay out, so he stays out. We'll see how that plays out as far as pit strategy goes for later on during the race. I mean, we are only like 2 laps in, so what big of a difference is that going to make? There's only 2 laps on those tires. You haven't burned a lot of fuel. So it's going to be a race out of pit road. And it's probably going to be, let's see if it's just fuel or, and it is just fuel. Everyone's just putting fuel. They're just trying to top off, try to go the max distance with the fuel. That's all they're trying to do. So there is no tire advantage. Two laps is not going to make a huge difference here. We'll check on the 88. He was caught up in that incident. Ooh, and the 16 is still on pit road. Not sure what's going on. The 16 to 29 and the 31. Very slow pit stops for those three. And a pace car already passed by. So unfortunate mistake. As you can see, the official there is telling them to hold. And they're going to have to go to the end of the line here. And now he turns that sign and tells them to head on out. But now it looks like they're going to be a lap down here because of pit stop mistake. Maybe they collected some debris on the track. Not sure what happened, but a few fast cars are behind an 8-ball already to start this race. It could have been they mishandled the fuel canister. A lot of different issues could have happened. Pace car lights are out, so we will go racing next time by. And we're starting single file. Green flag waves and we are back to racing. Can Lanford pull away from Wilder? Clean air is everything. Got Wilder in second. Wyatt Cross in third. We'll do your top 20 here after those pit stops. Wyatt Cross in third. Prescott fourth. Javier Rodriguez in fifth. Mercer sixth. Victor seventh. Travis Boone in eighth. Hassan on pit road. Issue with that car. He is coming out of pit road, so he had some type of engine issue, but it looks like they fixed it. Jay Calloway there, currently in 38, and the scoreboard shows him a lap down because of that pit crew mistake. And Scott Langford, he is still your leader. Chase Wilder all over the bumper of that 7. But let's go back to doing the top 20 here. We got Wilder in second, Wyatt Cross in third, Prescott fourth, Rodriguez fifth, Mercer sixth, Victor seventh, Boone in eighth, Salazar in ninth, Rahman in 10th, Whitfield 11th, Thornton, Paige Thornton in 12th, McKinnon in 13th, Dawson, we haven't called that name out too much this year, currently in the top 15, 14th, Chang in 15th, Lockwood 16, Whitaker in 17th. That car did suffer some damage, but he seems to be okay so far. Lawson in 18th. Jackson Reed in 19th. And Oliver Bennett rounds out your top 20 as we go to check on your leaders. Scott Langford continues to lead the way, but he is not pulling away from Wilder. Wilder is keeping up with him. Wyatt Cross still in third. Prescott in fourth. And Rodriguez in fifth. David Leathers, the owner of that car. And that team has been a little hot as of late. I think they are your points leader heading into this race, and they are. So David Leathers doing a great job putting this team together. There's the 99 of Vermont, currently in 10th. Trying to get by that 12 if he can. Ooh, the 17 got very loose. Ooh, and the 4 is headed on to pit road. Connor Whitfield on pit road. We're getting word that it is a coolant leak. So they got to try to fix that and get him out on his way as fast as they can. But he's going to lose some track position for sure. Probably go a few laps down, as he's just going to put on 4 tires. I mean, you're already on pit road. As we're 3 wide at 16. That's a little dangerous there, as the 7 has started to deal with traffic here. We still got 35 cars on the lead lap. As the 83 is trying to hold on. He does not want to go a lap down. There is no lucky dogs here. So as you see the 4, he is back out on the track. They're showing him currently 2 laps down. Ooh, and Wilder makes contact there with the 2, or with the 1, excuse me, of Wyatt Cross. And Wyatt Cross is not scared to mix it up. He is a short track racer. That is his specialty, and it's showing here today. Currently in second, gets by Wilder. And Cross has just had some bad luck this season. A few times he's had a few mechanical failures, and it just hasn't worked out. So fingers crossed he could just, no pun intended, he could keep it going here today. Prescott up to third. And Wilder has dropped down to 5th. So not sure if tire wear is starting to take a toll here on that too. He started on the pole. He's already down to 5th. Langford still in the lead, dealing with some traffic. Still in second, Wyatt Cross in third. Dalen Prescott from the DOG. This car has been showing some speed. Last week had a great showing. Trying to do the same here today. As you can see, the weather stats for Bristol, the qualifying was 66. Race weather 66, only 3-mile-an-hour winds. So don't have to worry about that. You know, it is not that hot, so the track is not extremely slick. There's Langford still in the lead by about almost 2.5 seconds. And he might start putting cars a lap down here. We still have 33 cars on the lead lap. That's the 83 of Mason Callaway. He had a crazy save there. Unfortunately, when he went back up onto the track, he bumped into some cars and it just created a wreck, caused our first caution of the day. But he is on the tail end of the lead lap as he's desperate, trying to get by the 31 of Natalie Brooks. Natalie Brooks is a lap down because of what happened on pit road when they were topping off with fuel. They took too long. Pace car had already passed by. The official made them hold. They lost a lap. And if you're not on point on your pit stops, that could turn your whole race upside down. And that's what happened with the 31, the 29, and the 16. There's Mitchell Ranger. He's currently in 31st. Scott Langford. Still a 2.5 second lead for that 7. Victor in that 48, currently in 6th. Another car that's been showing promise here as of late from the DLG. And Travis Boone, we haven't called him much this season. Here he is in 7th place. Looking for a solid run here today. Lamont in 8th. Mercer in 9th. Paige Thornton in 10th. And Tyler McKinnon, we haven't called that driver out much this year either. As we're already almost 50 laps in. Laps go by very fast here at Bristol. They're only about 16-second laps on average. Blake Thornton, he is out on the track. He got caught up in that wreck. Currently 34th, a lap down. Let's check out your points leaders heading into this race. Where are they at in this race? Parker Sullivan, he was first in points coming into this race. Not a good start for him. Currently 28th. Scott Langford, he was second in the points. Currently your leader. Caleb Foster, third in the points. Currently 29th. Not a great start for him as well. Dalen Prescott, currently third, having a good race so far. If he could keep that up, it would be a huge jump for him. And then we have your rookie of Jackson Reed, currently 16th. Scott Lanford gets by Natalie Brooks. Natalie Brooks is a lap down. Almost makes contact there with the 7. Callaway's about to go a lap down as well. Natalie Brooks desperately trying to get by that 83. But she needs to get by that 7 to get back on the lead lap. You're looking at about 70 to 75 laps on fuel. There's only one pit stop in this race. Wyatt Cross still in second. Well, he has closed the gap on the 7. The 7 seems to seems like he's fading a little. Tire wear is huge. Already 60 laps on these tires. Oh, and the 31 just started smoking. The 31 of Natalie Brooks just started smoking. She is trying to get down onto pit road. Ooh, and she cannot, and the 02 goes right into her. The 01, the 45, the 29, chain reaction here, the 4. And that's going to trigger the caution. Let's try to figure out what happened here. That was chaos. That was definitely chaos. Let's see what happened here. Slow it down. The 31, there goes her engine. She's on the high side, so she cannot get down onto pit road. She's trying everything she can. It's just not an opening. There she had an opening. The 24 got very loose. He goes onto the apron. A bunch of cars are doing a great job of not making contact, missing her. And now she's in the high side with nowhere to go. The car hits the wall. Here comes the 02. It just rams the back of that car. And they got hit again, the 9. Ooh, Parker Sullivan caught up in that. Your points leader. Let's take a look and see who else got caught up in here. Unfortunately, a lot of cars got damaged. The 02, the 11, Brandon Pike, the 115, the 10, Doug Britton, the 45, the 9, the 29, Holloway, Caleb Foster. Some of these drivers are on top of the points. The 7 barely gets by. Let's ride on board the leader. does make a little contact there. You got to remember, all these drivers, even though the caution is out, they race to the line. That 29 is beat up. And his day is over for sure. With all that smoke coming out that car. That hood is all bent up on that car. Straight chaos here in lap 62. Everyone's heading onto pit road, so we're gonna have pit stops. Ooh, the 77 ramming the 7. He must be upset about something, not sure, but you could see he's just pushing that car onto pit road. He's definitely upset. Dustin Crow's upset about something. These pit stops are crucial here. It's going to be a race out of pit road. Of course, it's going to be 4 tire change here, but this will bring everyone the rest of the way. Only 1 pit stop in this race. Unless we have a caution and drivers have another caution, drivers decide to come back in. And we'll see if the 7 comes out as your leader. And it looks like he is your leader coming out. We'll see who the top 10 are here once this resets itself. And the 20, the pace car got by the 20, so he cannot, once the pace car goes by, he has to get behind the pace car. So he is not your leader. He's not a lap down. He's still on the lead lap, but he's going to restart behind the pace car because he did not come out of pit road ahead of the pace car. As we're about to go back green here, you got Langford, Cross, in second, Wilder in third, Pace Thornton, she gained a ton of positions there. She is in fourth. McKinnon moved up in fifth. Chang 6th. Dawson 7. Now 119 in 8th. The 23 in 9th. And the 43 of Boone rounds out your top 10. Green flag waves and we are back to racing. So Praya is going to do everything she can to stay in the lead here. On the lead lap, excuse me. She is not your leader. The 7 of Langford is your leader, and the 88 is on pit road of Blake Thornton. He has some issues. Remember, this car is all banged up. He was in that incident not too long in the beginning of the race. In and out here. Let's do a rundown of your top 20. After those pit stops, you got Langford, your leader. Cross in second. Wilder in third. Pace Thornton in fourth. McKinnon in fifth. Chang in sixth. Dawson in seventh. Jackson Reed, this driver, I don't know how he does it, but he tends to hang around, and all of a sudden towards the end of the race, here he is, always like in the top 10. Kyle Ashford in ninth, a good run for that 15. Travis Boone in 10th. And 11th, Ryan Lockwood. In 12th, Luke Maddox. Decent run for him so far today. Ramon. Oh, she's in 24th. Hannah Kim. She has a little bit of damage. She's holding tough here. Had a good pit stop here in 13th. Oliver Bennett, 14th. Hunter Lawson in 15th. That car as well has some damage. And Praya in 16th. She's the last car on the lead lap. And 17th is the 32. 18th, the 48 of Victor Salazar in 19th. And Crow rounds out your top 20. But it's Langford, the leader. Cross, a close second. Only separated by a few car lengths. We have 16 cars on the lead lap. That last caution took out a lot of good cars, unfortunately. It's just how it goes sometimes. But right now, Langford has been your leader for quite a while. Actually, after that first caution, the crew chief decided to take a little gamble, and he gained a ton of position. Not a ton, but he gained about 5 positions. But that helped him be the leader. And he hasn't looked back since. But he hasn't shown that speed to pull away by a lot. You know, the cars behind him have been able to keep it close. He has a 9% chance of winning this race. Chase Wilder, 9.8 chance. Wyatt Cross, a 10% chance. And those two cars are second and third. So you definitely can't count those cars out of the equation. In fourth is Paige Thornton. She has shown some speed here today. She is pretty good at these short tracks. And it is showing today. And Tyler McKinnon in fifth. It's going to be interesting once we start getting it. If we stay green for a long time, it's going to be interesting with the traffic, because traffic here at Bristol can get very crazy. And it doesn't take long for that traffic to come around. But the 20s doing a great job of staying on the lead lap. If she could only get a caution here, that would be great for her. As the laps tick down quick here at Bristol. We're approaching about 30 laps to go. As your leaders are quickly catching up to that 115. Yep, 115 of Lawson is currently 15th. There's Javier Rodriguez, man, started in the top 10. Suffered some damage in that wreck. That hurts Fully Loaded Racing. They came in, your points leaders, into this race. That 115 has damage as well. A lot of cars suffered damage. But he is still on the lead lap, running 15th. And he wants to keep it there. If you could come out of Bristol with a top 20, top 15, I say you had a pretty decent day. Because a lot of drivers don't make it out good. That 20 doing a great job of keeping that 7 at bay and staying on the lead lap. The 7, he is your leader of Langford. As they're catching that 115. That's going to help the 22 gain another position here. But they're going to have to deal with Lawson here. Oh, he starts smoking as he goes down onto the apron here. But he safely goes on to pit road. Unlike Natalie Brooks, she couldn't. She got stuck on the top, had nowhere to go, got rear-ended and then brought out the caution. But he's safely going to get towed back onto pit road. But his day's over as he blew his engine. Langford, your leader, with about 22 laps to go. Now things are going to get good here because that 1 is all over the 7. He continues to close in. He's getting faster and faster the deeper we get into this run. So the 7 is going to have to pay attention to his rear view mirror here. And you can't count out Chase Wilder either. He's only half a second back from the 7. And you got Paige Thornton. She's hanging around. Currently in 4th. So all these drivers are still in it for the win. So the 7, did the 7 burn up his tires too early? We've seen this happen so many times in the past. Different races, different drivers just burn up their tires, have nothing left towards the end of the race. What can that one do to get by the 7? It's going to be hard to make a pass on the outside. It's going to have to be a pass in the inside. Because that grip is starting to fall off on those tires. I mean, we're about 40-something laps on those tires already. As we are winding down here. There's race 4 starting to come to a close. What can Cross do? There's another car up ahead. Is that going to cause issues for the 7? You got the 19 of Rodriguez currently running in 22nd, but he is very slow. He has no hood on that car. Not much aero on that car. And that's going to slow everyone else up. What is Langford going to do here? The 20 looks to the inside. She's going to make the pass here on the inside. Langford, is he going to follow suit now? He jumps to the outside. Almost makes it 3 wide. And the 1 took advantage of that. He's in the inside of the 7 of Langford. And the 1 is going to take the lead because Langford made a mistake. Stayed on the outside. He was going to try to squeeze through, make it 3 wide. But eventually gets stuck behind the 19 and loses the lead. And now it's the 1. He is your leader with about 7 laps to go next time by. Wyatt Cross looking for his first win of the season. This driver is made for these types of tracks. He is part of Midnight Racing. Ryu is the owner of this team. But today he is showing his potential here. 5 laps to go. And there is the 17. She came out of nowhere. Paige Thornton. She got by Wilder, got by someone else, not sure. By this, look at this, by the 7. The 7 has fallen all the way down to 7th after being the leader a few laps ago. Three laps to go. Does Paige have anything for that 1? But there is a lap car in between them. She's going to have to figure something out here. As it's going to be 2 laps to go. And there's cars in front of them as well. And the 17 goes to the inside of Mercer. She's going to make the pass here. Can she gain the ground and make a last attempt? White flag waves last lap here at Bristol. And here comes the 17. She is sliding up the track, giving it all she has. Almost to the bumper, only about 2 car lengths. Now she's almost there. Can she figure something out? She cannot. And Wyatt Cross wins at Bristol Motor Speedway. Man, what? 17 made some moves there at the end of Paige Thornton. Got to the bumper there. I thought she was going to be able to have a chance there, but it was just a little too late. But Wyatt Cross wins at Bristol. That's huge for that driver because this driver literally has had issues since the start of the season. If I look here, At these results here of Darlington. Whitecross finished last at Darlington because he broke a valve in his engine. In Texas, Whitecross finished 34th, and I think he was caught up in a wreck there. And at Daytona, he finished 29th, and he was in an accident there as well. So he's had all types of stuff happen throughout the season. And here he is, your winner at Bristol. So congrats to Whitecross and Ryu for just making it happen. I mean, it was a crazy race after that wreck. It changed a lot of things. A lot of good cars, you know, just did not, couldn't get back out on the track. Um, but Whitecross stuck with it. He stuck with it, and like I said before, he's a great short track racer. That is his specialty for these style tracks, and he proved it today. And next week we have Richmond, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the top five for the win probabilities for Richmond. But he was in the top five for here. I think he was like 10% chance. Um, so the next track is probably going to favor him too. Can he be the first winner of the first driver with two wins this season? I don't know, but he has the numbers in his favor heading into Richmond, and then we head to a road course after that. Um, but let's run down your results really quick. First, your winner was Whitecross. Second, the 17 Paige Thornton. Crazy run there at the end with a few laps to go. Wilder, a great race, finishes in third. The 8 of McKinnon, a great race. That's another car that struggled so far this year. The 170 of Chang in fifth. The 6 of Dawson finishes sixth. The 119 of Reed in seventh. That car always seems to hang around towards the end. The top 10. The 43 of Boone could finish in eighth. The 7 of Langford, he was your leader, made a wrong decision there at the end. Um, and that might happen if some cars are not extra aggressive. Some drivers, they might make decisions that might not be smart sometimes, but sometimes they might work, but sometimes they might not. Um, and today didn't work. He finished ninth, still a top 10. The 23 of Maddox finishes 10th. The 27 finishes 11th. Ashford, the 15, finishes 12th. The 45 of Hannah Kim in 13th. The 38 of Bennett in 14th. The 20 of Praya in 15th. She was able to stay on the lead lap the whole way after that caution. Um, Top 15 for her. The 32 finishes 16th. The 48 of Victor finishes 17th, one lap down. The 12th of Salazar in 18th. The 77 of Dustin Crow in 19th. The 83 of Callaway in 20th. The 21, the 9 of Parker Sullivan in 21st. That hurts for him. He was your points leader coming into this race. That is definitely probably going to change. The 19 of Rodriguez in 22nd. The 99 of Ryan in 23rd. The 0 of Rutherford, Darlington winner in 24th. Got caught up in that wreck. The 30 of Hassan in 25th. The 88 of Thornton in 26th. The 115 in 27th. The 25th of Foster in 28th. The 5 finishes 29th. The 18 finishes 30th. The 16 finishes 31st. Man, another tough uh, run for Miguel Alvarez. Another. That car has speed. He just continues to get caught up in these crazy things, and here he is finishing 31st. The 24th Prescott, another driver, got caught up in 32nd. The 190 in 33rd. The 29, he got caught up in 34th. The 10 of Sophia in 35th. The 11 of Pike in 36th. Doug Britton, another tough run for him today in 37th. The 02 in 38th. The 31 finishes 39th. And Connor Whitfield, the 4, finishes 40th and rounds out the field. Man, a lot of good cars got caught up in that second wreck, unfortunately. And that's going to shake up the points. That is definitely going to shake up the points. And next, we head to Richmond. Um, as I pull up the schedule here, we head to Richmond, then we go to Sonoma, and then Dover. Um, three very tough tracks here. Uh, Wyatt Cross. I mean, two of those tracks are going to probably favor him. We'll see how the analytics show. Um, but he proved today that he could wheel the car in a short track. That's for sure. Can he keep the momentum going? We will see. It's not going to be easy. Then we head to Atlanta, mile and a half, very, very fast track. Michigan, extremely fast, 2 miles, 2 mile track, and then Pocono, another extremely fast track. Then we go to Talladega. That's when the playoffs start. Your chase starts. Talladega, Charlotte, Watkins Glen, Auto Club, and Phoenix. So we still got quite a ways to go, but we're starting to see the picture more clearer now that we're already 4 races in. We're starting to see what drivers, might have what it takes to make a championship run here. All you got to do is get into that top 16. Um, so even if you're in 20th right now, 22nd, 25th even, you still got 6 races to go. And the point swing is pretty big because if you win a race, I want to say it's 180 points, right? So if you finish in first, it's 180 points. If you finish in last, it's like 43 points. So that's about a 137 point swing. So if a top driver does not do well, ends towards the end, and you actually in the top 5 or win the race, that's a huge point swing. Um, so it's definitely not over. It's not even close to over. Those drivers in the top 10 in points, they could easily go down that ladder. Um, but your driver has to do his part. Your team has to put it together and have solid runs here the rest of the way uh, to get yourself into that top 16. But there's still plenty of races left. A lot can happen um, from here to there. And yeah, I'm excited for Richmond. And we're racing at night. And only 39 drivers make the field. So one driver will be left out. They'll be outside looking in, be packing up, going into that holler, going home for the next race. They will not be on the track that night. So whoever that driver is, if they're not doing good in the standings, man, that's really gonna hurt and hurt pretty bad. Um, so we'll see what driver does does not qualify well and doesn't make the field. Um, I will let everyone know that before the race starts of who did not make the race. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. And after Richmond is Tuesday Night Thunder, where all rookies and veterans trying to make the Cup Series are gonna race with everything they have to try to make the next level and try to make a name for themselves and hopefully catches the eye of one of you owners to sign him. So this is it's gonna get interesting. It's gonna get really good here as we approach this halfway point of the regular season. But like always, thank you for supporting the league and the stream. I will see you guys next time.